Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we have here is a 2013 Ford F-150 Lariat SuperCrew. This F-150 is painted in ruby red metallic tinted clear coat. It does have SuperCrew. And on the key fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, remote start, and panic. The front door panels have storage areas. It does have a premium Sony sound system. You have power windows, locks, and mirrors, along with power folding mirrors. This one has a black interior, and the Lariat trim adds leather seat upholstery. Both front seats are fully powered with two-way power lumbar support, and the driver's one also gets two-person memory settings. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine of this truck, which is the 5-liter Coyote V8. For over 40 years, the Ford F-Series has been not just America's best-selling truck, but America's best-selling vehicle as a whole. And within the F-Series range, the most popular model is this, the half-ton F-150. This 2013 we have here represents the 2009 to 2014 generation of the F-150. It replaced the outgoing 2004 to 2008 F-150 and was itself replaced by the aluminum-bodied 2015 to 2020 F-150. The 09 to 14 generation F-150 rode on the T1 platform, which also underpinned the 2007 to 2017 Ford Expedition and Lincoln Navigator SUVs. As for milestones, this F-150 generation was where the extreme off-road equipped F-150 Raptor first came onto the scene. This generation is also where Ford's now tried-and-true EcoBoost twin-turbo V6 engines first got their claim to fame powering a truck. So as for updates, 2011 was a pretty big year in that it saw the F-150 get a big overhaul of the engine lineup, which included a new base 3.7-liter V6, the new 5-liter Coyote V8, and that aforementioned twin-turbo EcoBoost V6. Then for 2013, the F-150 got a mid-cycle refresh, which gave it some lightly freshened up styling and some new tech, such as the available MyFord Touch infotainment system. Trim levels for the US market 2013 model year F-150 were as follows: XL, STX, XLT, FX2, FX4, Lariat, King Ranch, Platinum, SVT Raptor, and finally Limited. And as for engines, the 13 F-150 had 4 to choose from depending on the trim level. These included a 302 horsepower 3.7-liter naturally aspirated V6, the 360 horsepower Coyote 5-liter V8 as found in this truck, the 365 horsepower EcoBoost 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, and finally the 411 horsepower Boss 6.2-liter V8. The sole transmission, no matter the engine, was a 6-speed automatic, and your drivetrain options were of course rear-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. So in the instrument cluster, we have 6 analog gauges: your tachometer, speedometer, oil pressure gauge, temperature gauge, fuel gauge, and transmission temp gauge. And within that is a digital info display, which can be gone through via these controls on the steering wheel. You have your transfer case data, transmission temperature, then you have your trip computers, fuel economy info, your pitch and roll, trailer trailering info, all sorts of settings, and info. It has a 4-spoke design, leather-wrapped, and multifunctional steering wheel. As for controls, on this side, you have your cruise control and information display controls. While on this side, you'll find your audio controls, along with the controls for your Bluetooth and voice control. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. And you also have power adjustable pedals. The parking brake is foot operated. You have your panel dimmer, headlight switch, climate vent for the driver. On this side is your high beam, turn signal, and wiper stalk. Going down the center of the interior, your central climate vents, traction control toggle. You have the whole touchscreen interface for your MyFord Touch infotainment system. On this side you have a 12-volt power outlet, and on this side you have your 4-wheel drive control dial. You have 2 high, 4 auto, 4 high, and 4 low. You can also lock the rear diff. Trailer brake controller is right here. Your passenger airbag indicator, hazard switch, CD player, and you have some physical radio controls, volume, power, tuning knobs, presets, source, seek track, that kind of stuff. Below that, you have the controls for your dual zone automatic climate controls. You have temperature for either side, front and rear defrost, fan speed, auto, different zones, etc. And then exclusively controlled via the infotainment system, you have 3-stage heated and cooled front seats. Just ahead of the shifter is some storage. You have 2 cup holders. Entering reverse does reveal a backup camera with guidance lines. This button is to toggle your tow haul mode. You have a lockable center console with a removable tray, AV ports, SD card slot, 2 USB-A ports, and a 12-volt power outlet. And a little storage slot right here. With a grab handle in the front passenger A-pillar. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights. The driver's one also has your garage home link. You have an auto-dimming rear view. And on the overhead console, you have your overhead lighting, your sunglass holder, power rear window switch, and the controls for your power sunroof. It is one-touch automatic. And finally, here's that MyFord Touch infotainment system. So this was basically set up where you had your 4 quadrants on the home screen, color-coded, so you have your red for entertainment. Now, pretty impressive, you have AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth audio streaming, plus you still have the option of a CD player as well. So this is a pretty loaded, technologically advanced, very well-equipped truck for today. Back to the home screen. Then the blue corner is for climate controls. All the controls are right here. You can control all of this from here if you'd like, plus the heated and cooled seats you can control from here. Yellow just takes you to phone info, Bluetooth phone pairing and whatnot. And then the green is for your navigation. You have your navigation map. As you can see, move the screen around, zoom in and out, change your view. Then you have along the bottom the home shortcut button, the info button, and then your settings button. Various things in here. But that's a quick gist of the MyFord Touch system that Ford was using in the early 2010s. But now we'll roll down the driver's window and have a look at the engine bay. Both front windows are fully automatic. The Lariat Chrome package adds these 18-inch 7-spoke chrome-clad aluminum rims. Powering this F-150 is Ford's Coyote 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. This engine is all aluminum with dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and variable cam timing. Horsepower is rated at 360 at 5,500 RPM, while torque is rated at 380 pound-feet at 4,250 RPM. The transmission is a 6-speed automatic with low gear selection and manual shiftability. This truck does have 4-wheel drive. It is a flex fuel vehicle, so it can run on either regular unleaded or E85 ethanol. It can have either a 26 or a 36-gallon fuel tank, and EPA estimates for an F-150 equipped like this one are around 14 mpg in the city and 19 mpg on the highway when running on regular unleaded. It has an independent double wishbone front suspension and a solid rear axle with leaf springs. Stopping the truck are 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes. I believe the towing capacity for the truck in this video was about 7,500 pounds, with a 1,570 pound payload capacity. I cannot get over how beautiful this particular specimen is. And the facelifted of this generation, the 09 to 14 generation F-150, the 13 and 14s on the higher trim levels, I love what they did with these headlights. The chrome, the beautiful paint. I mean, there's 0 swirl marks in this red paint, like at all. 155,000 miles, it's like the seat's just a little bit worn. You can tell that this truck was babied. And it's still loaded with creature comforts. You get your cooled seats. You know, the summer coming up. At the time I'm filming this, the cooled seats are going to be great. I mean, you get the sunroof. It's just such a beautiful truck inside and out. And this is just a Lariat. This is not like a King Ranch or a Platinum. The fuel door is on the driver's side. Back door panels also have storage areas with bottle holders. You can also fold up, 60-40 split, the back seats. Both front seats do have map pockets on the backs, grab handles on both B-pillars, coat hooks. Rear passengers do get 2 cup holders right here, along with their own set of climate vents, along with a household style power outlet and a traditional car 12-volt power outlet. There's also a folding center armrest, with 2 cup holders. Space back here, I'm about 6'1" with the driver's seat in a pretty comfortable position for myself. It is a very, very roomy back seat. There's really not much to complain about. I mean, tons and tons of leg room, good foot room, great headroom. No surprises here. This is pretty much par for the course with crew cab full-size pickups. Single exhaust. This SuperCrew is a long bed model, so it has a 6.5 foot bed which provides 65.5 cubic feet of space. Spray in bed liner in this one. But anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this pristine 2013 Ford F-150. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.